you. In the mayor's inaugural address, veterans was one of the main topics in which we discussed. You discussed to us. Being a veteran, I like that. However, in our work, in our activities, in our incentives, in our businesses, in our bringing people in, are we really including that speech in everything we do? That's all that I'm saying. I'm not talking about the Costco in Katy. I'm talking about Costco Houston-wide. When I'm talking about after-school programs, it's not in Katy. It is Costco system-wide in Houston. When I talk about summer job programs, it's not about Katy. It's about Costco system-wide in Houston. I'm talking about Costco gives a lot of money to a lot of different organizations across the country. And unfortunately, I hear about Costco on the news that it's not too positive about their advertising and marketing strategies. But at the same time, when we begin to do these things, we know that Costco is very selective. It's selective in where it locates its stores. But at the same time, being an African American on this council and looking into the communities of minority communities across this city who have a need for jobs and have a need for services, have a need for after-school programs, have a need for summer job programs, and we at the same time sit around this council table and forget them. Just yesterday in committee meeting, we talked about a company, a residential housing company that was back in 1996. It received $800,000 from the city, 7% interest loan, didn't pay on this bill for 17 years. We just did something with it today. But the point that I'm saying is we invested in 1996. It wasn't me, it wasn't you, but the idea is we didn't collect. And then we have to make a decision as to give up some money, take the best offer on the table. We are here to do service to citizens. I'm getting really tired, Mayor and Council, of hearing we don't have any money. We just came out of a budget session where the matrix that we had on after-school program said withdraw. Matrix on summer job program said withdraw from administration. Matrix on senior citizens tax exemptions said withdraw. We don't have the money.
Point of order. This is not pertinent.
This is in order because I'm talking about an investment that we're making, sir. I'm sorry. And you know something, if you don't want to hear, you go out the room.
Councilmember Cassell has raised a point of order, and I'm going to deny the point of order.
Thank you.
It is about the economic future of the city of Houston, although sympathize with your motion. Proceed.
I will get to the point. And I'm at the point. We give all these incentives for rich folk to do all sorts of rich things, but poor folk are still being hurt. And they vote too. The last but not least, let me just say this. Home Depot and Lowe's give incentives to veterans. They give discounts to veterans because I use it at their stores, along with Costco. Nothing new. But I'm talking about the employment of our people. I'm talking about us being creative. I'm talking about us being inclusive. And that's what I lack, and that's what I do not see. And so that's what I'm asking us to do. We go into negotiation with anything else, that we become creative and inclusive and add those people who've been left out into it. Making sure it happens. Yes, it may be a good investment for 20 years. In 20 years, I'll be 83 years old. Do you think I'm thinking about what I did then for 20 years? Is food on the table now? Is taking care of your families now? Is making sure that Houston is a good place to live in right now? That's what this is all about, and I'm saying when you don't keep that in mind when you go into negotiations, you leave out someone. And I believe that we have done that too often and too long, and I'd like to see the practice change. That's what I have to say about it. Thank you.
Councilmember, I'm afraid you're going to be sorely disappointed. I think most of the things that you have mentioned are outside the purview of an economic development contract. Although I am in great sympathy, obviously, on the issue of veterans, obviously on the issue of after-school programs. Chair recognizes Mayor Pro Tem.